Hello, and welcome to this very special presentation entitled The Complete Patient Attraction and Conversion Plan for Plastic Surgeons. I'm Catherine Maley, author of Your Aesthetic Practice and president of Cosmetic Image Marketing, where my mission since year 2000 has been and continues to be to get you more patients and more profits. Now, this presentation is about transforming your practice from sporadic results, poor conversion rates, and unskilled staff to a well-oiled machine with a constant stream of patients and revenues all year, all on autopilot with no need to hire more staff or invest more in advertising. Now, this is your opportunity to dominate your market because you'll be firing on all cylinders while your competitors continue their narrow focus, and I'll explain that in more detail coming up. So in this presentation, we're going to identify the practice gaps that most affect your bottom line and how to turn them into money-making profit centers. And you'll discover what the most successful practices focus on to beat the competition and be the market leader in their area, as well as how to set up a system for creating a powerful plan to predictably keep a steady stream of patients coming to you. I'm actually going to show you a simple way to get a 786% up to a 1500% proven ROI from your efforts without redesigning your website again, wasting more money on SEO to get ranked, throwing a bucket of money at PPC, or hiring more staff. Because if you're anything like other plastic surgeons I've worked with, you too are tired of figuring out what to do to bring in more cosmetic patients. And you're frustrated losing money on marketing that doesn't work. And you're sick of the revenue roller coaster. Because imagine the peace of mind you'll have once you identify the practice gaps keeping you from more patients, more procedures, and more revenues with minimum time and effort on your part. By the way, I'm going to lay out exactly what you need to do to plug up the holes costing you time and money. So take notes, or if you decide to get the help and support you need, I'll offer our services to you at the end, so you've got a choice. And just in case you're not familiar with my work, I am Catherine Maley, author, speaker, consultant, and trainer for this plastic surgery industry since year 2000. I've been interviewed by NBC, The Today Show, and Wall Street Journal, and my patient attraction and conversion strategies, as well as done-for-you services, have made more than $18 million in revenues for plastic surgeons all over the world. And I plan on doubling that once we fix these silent money wasters we're talking about today. By the way, people ask me this a lot, so I live in Sausalito, California, which is right over the Golden Gate Bridge. It's got sailboats and helicopter rides, so you can see the ridiculously expensive real estate here. So let's start with the best quote I have seen when it comes to running a practice. The key to success is not doing more. It's doing more of what works. I see so many surgeons keep piling on more technology, more procedures, more shiny objects that seemed like a good idea at the time, but ended up distracting the patients and confusing the staff. My advice is before you add more, please first stabilize your foundation, especially when it comes to patient attraction and conversion. So let's talk logically about the practice gaps most affecting your bottom line, and then we'll talk about the quickest fixes to turn things around. So I'm going to jump right in. Practice gap number 1, focusing only on new patients from the internet. Now, this is the number 1 priority in most plastic surgery practices. You want more leads, and I get that. Now, of course, you need to invest in internet strategies to attract new patients, but when all of your focus and efforts goes towards new patients who don't know you, you miss the opportunity right under your nose to double your results when you also reach out to your established patients who already know, like, and trust you. You want to be sure you're not neglecting your patients you spent so much money to attract in the first place. And isn't it easier to convert the established patient who's open to you and your suggestions rather than the internet stranger patient who is skeptical and they're holding back? Your established patients are also less price sensitive because they have more to go on than just price. They know you're a reputable surgeon because they've experienced your work firsthand. They can see your results, so they have peace of mind they'll get another good result. That matters more than saving money to a big majority of your patients. It's also far cheaper to encourage your established patients to return than it is to attract the new internet stranger patients to replace them, because it takes a lot to get someone's attention in today's crowded marketplace. Your established patients are also more likely to give you a great review, or they're at least more comfortable with you, so if they are dissatisfied, there's a better chance they'll go to you first before they head to the internet to complain. And we all know new patients come from current patients. That fact seems to be taken lightly in most practices, but it's vital to remember because word-of-mouth referrals are your lifeblood. You'll run out of time, money, and energy running a burn and churn kind of practice, right? The longer you've been in practice, the less you need to exert that kind of energy because you now have a raving fan club. Or at least you could have a raving fan club who returns and refers a lot more often. Just prove this to yourself with this exercise. Go to your schedule and look at who actually gave you money for surgery and big ticket procedures. Were these cash paying patients cold leads from the internet? Were they current patients returning for more? Or were they word of mouth referrals from your current patients? Or if it's easier, pull a simple report called Revenues by Referral Source. I'll even bet many of your new patients said they learned about you on the internet, but that's not always accurate. Many of them heard about you through a friend or family member, and then they went to the internet to research you. Anyway, your own data shows where you want to invest in patient attraction, like this graph is showing. So you budget proportionately to your successes, and in this case, half would go to external efforts to attract new patients, and then the other half would go to internal efforts to encourage your patients to return and refer. So here's fix number 1. Retention is the new patient attraction strategy that costs very little time and money, but it adds up to easy profits. So let me ask you this. How big would your practice be if you didn't lose any patients? If you've been in practice for 15 plus years, you've got a database of thousands of patients. Can you imagine what would happen to your bottom line if a majority of them returned for more? I know for a fact many of these patients would gladly return if given the opportunity. But so much effort goes into attracting new patients that your current patients are neglected. So here's what happens. These patients didn't stop wanting cosmetic services. They just stopped wanting them from you because you've been ignoring them. If you think about it, your patients have endless needs. They've got wrinkles, droopy eyes, double chin, crepey neck, small breasts, sun-damaged skin, belly fat, sagging body parts, unwanted fat pockets, and it just goes on and on. Now, they'll continue to have these pains and looking for solutions, especially as the aging process continues. And your patients enter different doors to your practice, whether it be injectables, then lasers, and then surgery. So I highly recommend you offer these services and not just focus on the surgery. So if you cross-promote all of your services, the patients will go up and down this ladder for years to come. That's how cosmetic patients are. They want to look good today, next year, and on and on. So the goal is to create a cosmetic patient for life. When you start thinking that way, you see how little effort it takes to nurture this group. That's where all your leverage is, since it takes minimal effort to keep them. For example, keep in touch with them using strategic and professional email marketing, but you can't just slap something together. It's got to match your branding and include these marketing elements to ensure these emails are not just good looking, but they also make you money. So here's a checklist for profitable promotions. You need regular communication, not sporadic or when you get around to it, compelling copy that encourages patients to act. You need a theme for the month so it's timely. Great before and after photos for social proof. Compelling gift cards so they act now rather than continue to procrastinate. You need a tight expiration date for a sense of urgency. Also, credentialing you so you're seen as the best choice. Then links to your website so they can learn more. And then easy ways to respond and connect with you. And then terms and conditions to ensure you stay profitable. And don't worry, this may seem like a lot, and it is, but I'll show you how to get it done without using your own time. But I can't stress enough how these emails must be compelling to get opened and responded to. Everyone's email inbox is too full to cheap out on this. And here's what I mean. A very nice practice I know in a competitive area sends out this cheap-looking email that is not portraying their image as a successful plastic surgery practice. This is how a professional email looks. It's visually appealing, it's informative, and it's compelling. And it even includes email quick scripts, so staff knows exactly what to say when they get calls from patients eager to book from the emails. And best of all, it works. Here are the actual stats that came from this particular email. They received 18 calls, 15 booked appointments, 7 email requests for surgical consultations for a value of estimated revenues of $42,500. So let me ask you, do you believe you too would get at least 3 or more procedures a month from a strategic email like this? What's this worth to you? An additional $10,000, $20,000, $30,000 a month? Obviously, it's worth it. So if you don't want to do it, outsource it, because somebody should be doing this type of high-end, feel-good promotion to grow your cosmetic revenues and keep a steady stream of cash-paying patients coming to you. But you don't stop there. Social media banners for each monthly theme are a good follow-up component to email, because you're trying to reach your current patients wherever they are, as well as their friends who are prospective new patients who are not familiar with you yet. So to help your promotional efforts grow legs and reach more patients and prospective patients, you want to repurpose your content. And you do that by designing banners that match your emails and then shoot them out on social media sites, mention them on your blog, and put them on your website so it's a consistent message across the board. Now, another retention strategy that makes sense is a referral program. There are many ways to do this that I don't have time to get into right now, but here's my advice. Keep it simple. These programs bomb when they're too complicated and confusing to the patients and the staff. Now, a super easy referral strategy is a customized word-of-mouth referral display with takeaway referral cards, because your patients would refer more often if they were reminded and if it was made easy for them to do so. Now, this strategy generates new patients every week and makes it easy for your patients to brag about you to their friends. So you're not hoping new patient referrals come in, they just come in automatically because they're part of your plan. Now, the last retention strategy is a VIP card for your most preferred patients. Just like the airlines reward you with perks when you fly a lot, you reward your best patients who return a lot. The perks should make them feel special and important, so they'll want to continue getting preferential treatment. And your other patients will ask how they too can become a VIP patient. Now let's move on to practice gap number 2, bad phones. Yikes. Almost every office is challenged by this. You've got phone trees, answering machines, indifferent or unfriendly staff, or new untrained staff, and it goes on and on. Phones are taken way too lightly because it's not enough to have a friendly staff person answering the phones. They've got to be skilled. Otherwise, you lose money. And let's just look at the math. If you lose only one call a day that was worth $2,000, and I assure you, most of you are, and you times that by 22 working days per month, times it again by 12 months per year, that's over $500,000 in lost revenues per year just from poorly handled phone calls. But here are the skills your receptionist needs. They have to be able to bond with the caller, qualify the caller, credential you as the best choice, answer pricing questions strategically, and then they've got to be able to ask for the appointment. So, how do you fix bad phones? Well, the answer is with ongoing training. So it starts with monitoring and recording calls and using proven scripts so your staff is not winging it. You also need regular staff training and then quarterly mystery shopping to hold staff accountable. Stay tuned so I can show you how your staff is going to get professionally trained for free. Now here's practice gap number 3, the old show, no show game. As you're painfully aware, it creates havoc on your schedule when patients are a no-show. Now the fix is simple. You've got to charge a consult fee, but you need to explain the value of that consult fee to the caller. For example, Karen, let me explain our process. The consultation includes a complimentary skin analysis with Peggy, our esthetician, and then an initial consultation with Dawn, our coordinator, who learns more about you and your concerns. Now, she'll also tell you more about our practice, our patients, and Dr. Great. Then you'll see your possible results using our virtual reality simulation. It's really neat. Then Dr. Great will examine you and talk with you personally about your concerns, goals, and results to expect. You'll then return to Dawn to discuss fees as well as possible surgical dates. Now, the entire process takes from 45 to 60 minutes and costs $75, but it is applied towards your procedure should you move forward within 30 days. Shall I look for a certain day and time for you, or just give you our next available appointment? Or, if you're afraid to charge a consult fee because your competitors don't, at least go with a reservation fee. For example, Connie, I'll need your credit card to hold your reservation. All we ask is that you give us 48 hours notice if you need to change your appointment to avoid a $75 no-show fee. Did you want to use your Visa, MasterCard, or Amex? Now let's move on to practice gap number 4, and that's low consultation conversion rates. It's getting tougher to convert as the competition heats up. So you must be better than your competitors so you stand out as the best choice. So here are fix-it strategies to help. Ongoing staff training is necessary here. Your staff should use proven scripts and strategies, as well as complete weekly metrics to gauge their results to help them improve. Again, I'm going to show you how you get all this for free when we partner, but here are a few valuable fix-it tips. Most practices take the 0 to 60 approach with new patients. They meet the patient, they ask them questions, they show them some photos, they consult with you, the surgeon, and then you hope they make a decision, all in less than about an hour. But that's just not how patients are wired. It's too fast. You want to do more at the front end before you meet the patient, so they're more receptive and open to you when you meet in person. For example, send them your graphic called Position the Physician. It positions you as an experienced and skilled surgeon. Also, have your coordinator make a pre-consult call. This will help avoid the usual objections you get at the end of the consultation, since you're addressing them now at the beginning. And educate the patient using simulators and computer imaging. In my book, 96% of patients liked these visual tools. And then use presentation visuals. For example, if the patient is confused about moving forward with liposuction versus cool sculpting, let's say, have a graphic explaining the differences. That will help them get a decision made rather than say, I don't know, I better research this some more. And the most important of all when converting consultations, your coordinator must ask for the decision. Most don't ask because they haven't been trained to do it comfortably and professionally. When we partner, I give them all the tools they need to get really good at closing consultations, because nothing else matters until the patient says yes. Now here's practice gap number 5, and it's a big one because it's silent. What I mean is, you can't hear the no's or the I gotta think about it you're getting from prospective patients whom you never get a hold of when they reached out to you, or you never got a straight answer from them after their consultation. They just silently drifted away to your competitors because you didn't follow up or follow up enough. Now, most plastic surgeons suffer lost profits every day, every month, and every year from this silent money waster. So let's take new patient lead generation. There's nothing fast, easy, or cheap about attracting new patients for plastic surgeons today. You spend a fortune redesigning your website. Then there's hosting your website, SEO, content creation, and social media, and it goes on and on. These costs add up to many thousands of dollars per month. This is the price you pay, though, for doing business, and it's very necessary to compete in a popular, crowded marketplace. But I think you'll be surprised at the stats when it comes to staff following up on those leads you just paid dearly for. 48% of staff never follow up. The average first follow-up is 72 hours later. Only 25% of practices make 2 contact attempts. And 64% of practices don't even have an organized way to follow up on a lead. But it's not your staff's fault. They've not been trained on how to do it, nor is it their expertise. Their expertise is in working with and providing excellent customer service to your current patients. Now, this is actually good news for you because this is a game changer and a way to dominate your market if you follow up better than your competition. And I'll show you how. Because how crazy is it to spend a fortune on lead generation, but not spend any or enough time and investment on converting them? How frustrating is it to throw money at new patient leads that should be building your practice, but you're not sure if it's a good investment or if it's money down the drain? Because aren't you sick of spending tens of thousands of dollars on website design, SEO, PPC, directories, and other paid traffic to get leads, but not convert leads? So let's back up. Why do so many practices fail at lead generation follow-up? Well, when I ask staff why they don't follow up on leads more assertively, here's what they tell me. There are too many leads, they assume they're poor quality, so they don't put in much effort, they don't know what to say, there's no concise plan, they don't want to appear salesy, they're afraid of rejection, their social training told them don't be pushy, and there's no commitment to excellence. Let me be blunt here. These excuses are costing you hundreds of thousands of dollars, but you don't see it because it's the invisible no's you're getting from bad management of leads. So here's what typically happens. Staff has a tendency to focus on the easy leads because, well, they were easy. They called, booked, came in for a consult, and said yes. That was easy. But what about the majority that are not so easy leads? The leads who leave a message or email, but you can't reach. Or they show up for the consultation, but don't say yes. What happens now? Well, typically, the staff may call or email once, and then the leads are set aside and forgotten about because they're labeled bad quality, right? However, when doing research for my book, I discovered prospective patients will ponder having surgery for months and years before they actually act on it. So when they reached out to you, that was a huge sign of interest. But they could have had second thoughts, or maybe they have self-doubt, or maybe they're afraid of the surgery, or some other reason, so they continue to procrastinate. There's a really good chance they're not saying no. They're saying, I'm just not sure. Or maybe they need a little nudge to go the next step. Or maybe the reality of life is slowing them down from pursuing cosmetic rejuvenation. It typically takes a lot more follow-up than you anticipated to get and keep a prospective patient's attention because life gets in the way. That's why you have to take emotions out of following up. And remember, the prospective patient contacted you, so a true professional does all they can to see it through to a consultation. But honestly, most staff don't have the mindset, the scripts, or the stomach for assertively following up. That's why I'm introducing a simple service to do it for you. When you fix this practice gap, you convert more incoming leads because you know these leads are being followed up on and not tossed to the dead lead file. You do more surgeries, and then your staff provides better customer service. So in practice fix number 5, my team professionally follows up on your incoming leads using protocol, proven scripts, and direct communication channels. The service is called Fix Your Follow-Up, and we guarantee to increase your conversions by 15%. So within days, you too can see quick results like these. 47 leads, 181 calls for a total of $14,000 in revenues. 145 leads, 219 calls for a total of $18,000 revenues. And 53 leads, 132 calls for a total of $24,000 revenues. Now here's another case study. This practice sees, on average, 80 consultations per month. They have a conversion rate of 40%, so 32 consultations converted, but 48 did not convert to surgery. So my team took over the follow-up and converted 15% of those 48 that did not convert. That's an extra 7 consultation conversions after the fact. So when you multiply that out, and use $8,000 as the average surgical value. That's 7 surgeries times $8,000, and that equals $56,000 per month times 12 months per year, and that's $672,000 of gained revenues. Nice, right? So I hope I made my point that follow-up is worth investing in. Now here's how Fix Your Follow-Up works. Your receptionist uses our Fix Your Follow-Up platform scripts to schedule the caller to a booked appointment. Now, if your receptionist is not able to do that, no problem. They simply enter the caller's contact information into Fix Your Follow-Up, and we take over from there. We professionally email, text, and call the prospective patient for you using our comprehensive back-end scripts and proven strategies to frame you as the best choice and to compel the prospective patient to go ahead and book the appointment. Or, let's say the prospective patient shows up for their consultation with you, but in the end they say, I gotta think about it. Now what? Well, no problem. Your coordinator simply notes that in Fix Your Follow-Up, and we take over from there. Again, we professionally call, email, and text the prospective patients for you using our comprehensive back-end scripts and proven strategies to help them stop procrastinating and move forward. It's that simple. It's all done for your staff, so now they can concentrate on providing 5-star customer service to those cash-paying patients sitting in front of them. Now here's an actual Fix Your Follow-Up progress report another plastic surgeon received when they decided to outsource this part of their practice because their staff was not getting it done. The staff just didn't have the time, and the surgeon did not want to hire and manage anyone else. So they had 15 consultations that week who did not convert to surgery. So using our Fix Your Follow-Up scripts and strategies, we converted 4 of these consults for a total of over $40,000 in extra revenues they otherwise would not have seen. So here's the point. Following up on incoming leads is serious business. It's not enough to be mediocre or even average in this area. And it takes skilled professionals to handle these leads strategically so they get results, not stalls that waste your time. So to recap, here are the practice gaps affecting your bottom line the most. Focusing on new leads only, ignoring valuable established patients, bad phones, low conversion rates, and then weak follow-up on incoming leads. So here's a question for you. What if you could easily plug up the practice gaps that are costing you time, money, and effort and have it handled for you so you didn't have to hassle with it? Would that give you back control over your day and freedom from managing staff and processes to be sure they do what you want done? And let me ask you this, what if we did it for you? What if we designed emails that get opened and acted on, and we design the social media banners, and we follow up on the incoming leads, and we follow up on the consults who don't book, and we call, email, and text these leads strategically, and we track and prepare progress reports with ROI, and we work with your staff to assure accountability. So your staff no longer wastes a ton of time on tasks they're not skilled at and don't have the time to do. And instead, they focus on their core competency, and that is to focus on 5-star customer service with patience. And that's what leads to happy staff and satisfied patients who return, refer, and give you 5-star reviews. When you outsource nurturing current patients and following up on incoming leads, you now have a well-oiled machine, and you've got confidence knowing cosmetic patient attraction, conversion, and follow-up is being handled by professionals. That gives you control over your day, so you're more profitable and productive. It also gives you peace of mind knowing you get back time and you achieve better results. This is how you strategically compete and gain market share. And with that, I want to introduce you to the complete cosmetic patient attraction, conversion, and follow-up done-for-you service. It's an all-in-one solution to eliminate the practice gaps costing you the most by addressing the quickest fixes that bring you the most profitable results. Now here's what's included in this done-for-you service. Done-for-you marketing calendar, so you know exactly when promotions are going out and you know the plan. Monthly themed emails to your entire email list. Birthday email to those who have a birthday coming up. Social media banners. Referral display plus unlimited takeaway cards. VIP cards. Your very own converting coach who uses proven scripts. Lead tracking. Quarterly mystery shopping. Weekly and monthly progress reports with ROI stats. More book consultations from your incoming leads. More surgeries from your consultations. A true understanding of your ROI on lead generation. And we'll do consult calls personally to analyze your results and correct gaps, because it's not enough to just know. You need to actually execute on the data to improve your results. But I want to be super transparent here. There are certain practices this does not work for, so I don't want to waste your time or mine. Now, this is not for non-surgeons or for international practices. And it's also not for you if you're not getting at least 50 leads per month, or if you don't have at least a list of 1,500 in your patient database. This just wouldn't be the right fit for you. So, at this point, you're probably saying, well, how much is it? Well, let's start with how much it would be to do it yourself the right way, as I laid out here. Now, you would need to pay staff to design professional emails that get opened and responded to. And then you need staff to design social media banners and upload them to various sites. So you need them to be tech savvy to use these different platforms. You also need to pay vendors to monitor calls and track results. Then you need staff to call back leads. You also need staff to write email copy and send it out. You need them to write copy for text and send it out. And you need them to follow up on the consultations. Now that's going to take 2 to 3 staff and a couple of outside vendors. And that can easily add up to over $100,000 in fees, plus salaries, plus benefits, plus sick days. And then you get to manage all these vendors and staff members to be sure the job is getting done. Except most surgeons don't want to manage more staff. So you can partner with me and my team and I'll do it for you. Now, we normally charge $59.97 per month for all these services because it's a lot. However, because you've watched this presentation, I'm offering you a special combination fee of only $49.97 per month, so you save $12,000 per year. That means one surgery more than pays for this entire service. By the way, it's month to month and there's no long-term commitment. There's nothing else for you to do except say yes and let me handle the details while keeping you posted every step of the way. You can get started now by going to profitablepatients.com. And in case you're wondering, yes, there is a guarantee. You get a 60-day, no questions asked guarantee. If you don't at least double your investment in 60 days, we'll give you your money back. It's that simple. And to sweeten the deal, I've included 3 extra bonuses so you say yes now to plug up these practice gaps costing you patience and profits. Bonus number 1, I'm going to train your staff for free to be A players. You and your staff have unlimited access to my online training center with 16 modules that address patient attraction, practice building, and staff training. Your staff can watch these regularly to ingrain the strategies they need to strategically convert callers to appointments, strategically convert consultations, differentiate you from your competition, position you as the best choice, and a whole lot more. Now that's a value of $1,997. Bonus number 2 is my new flip scripts for receptionists and coordinators. It's not enough to have nice, good-looking staff. That's a start. But if you don't have the skills, or if they don't have the skills to convert your callers and consultations to paid procedures, it's not doing you any good. The flip scripts give your staff the words to say to make them sound like seasoned professionals. Now that's a value of $1,497. I also want to make this a no-brainer for you to say yes now. Just so you know, a lot of work happens on the back end getting you set up. For example, we have to design your monthly email templates with your branding, set up a constant contact account, or we use yours, customize the entire Fix Your Follow-Up backend platform, set up and pay for your texting feature, customize the copy of every single follow-up piece to your practice, and then we have to set you up in our all-inclusive communication platform. And since so much labor as well as hard dollar cost goes into the above, we normally charge a $1,997 customization and implementation fee. However, I'm extending a special offer to you since you're attending this training. I will reduce the customization and implementation fee by $1,000 to only $997 to get started. So let's go over all you get when you say yes. You get the done-for-you marketing calendar so you know the plan, the monthly themed emails to your entire email list, the birthday themed emails, the social media banners, the referral display and unlimited takeaway cards, the customized VIP cards, your own converting coach using proven scripts to follow up, lead tracking and recording calls, weekly and monthly progress reports with ROI stats, more book consultations from your incoming leads, more surgeries from your consultations, and then the consult calls with me personally so we can analyze your results and fix the practice gaps. Now, you also get these bonuses: More Patients Academy, my online training center, valued at $19.97, the flip scripts, which are crucial for your staff to keep in front of them at all times, that's a value of $14.97, as well as the reduced setup fee for a value of $1,000. So the total bonus value today is $4,494. So you would just go to profitablepatients.com to get started. And you're going to like this too. You're never going to be out of pocket. When you go to profitablepatients.com now, you make an initial small investment in the reduced customization and implementation fee of only $9.97. And then you're not charged again until your first themed email goes out to get your phones ringing and your customized platform is up and running to convert more incoming leads, so you're never out of pocket, because you'll make that money back in new revenues gained before your credit card payment is even due. And here's a warning. It's time to stop the bleeding of lost profits from these practice gaps. The most successful plastic surgeons leverage their time, money, and resources by doing what is proven to work and getting it done in the least amount of time with the least amount of staff and hassle. Go to profitablepatients.com now and let's get started. Because if you decide not to move forward with the complete cosmetic patient attraction, conversion, and follow-up done-for-you service I laid out here, what's going to happen to your growth this year? You're going to continue putting all your effort into new patients while ignoring your current patients who will gladly return and give you more revenues, losing money to wasted lead generation you don't convert, losing leads to your competitors, wondering if your leads are being followed up on, listening to your staff complain they don't have time, and not knowing your true ROI from your advertising costs. Stop making the same mistake over and over. Plug up the practice gaps by outsourcing the nurturing of your established patients and letting the professionals follow up on your incoming leads so you and your staff focus on excellent patient care. Because we both know that attracting and converting new patients to your practice has become a huge undertaking. Lead conversion continues to decrease because it's gotten so noisy in the marketplace, which makes following up on your incoming leads vital to your success. And using your limited resources to focus on patient care while outsourcing the rest is a great investment. Now, you can stop struggling by taking advantage of this complete patient attraction, conversion, and follow-up service to give you and your staff the breathing room you need to provide excellent customer service. It's guaranteed to get your results or your money back, so if you have nothing to lose, go now to profitablepatients.com and we'll get started immediately. I look forward to working with you.